Okay, so I'm going over UFC 313's main event, Alex Pereira versus Mogomed Ankalaev, and more specifically, I'm going to be going into why I think Alex Pereira is 2 steps ahead of Magomed Ankalaev going into their matchup in March, due to the mind games that Alex Pereira has been putting on Magomed Ankalaev over the past couple months with the build up to their future matchup, which it was kind of in the balance of was it going to be the case. And Ankalaev, I'm sure, was not very happy with some of the shit Alex Pereira has been saying recently, including this. Pereira has been trolling Ankalaev ruthlessly lately, saying that his future matchup won't be Ankalaev, and keeps saying that he's going to fight someone else and that Ankalaev won't be his next opponent. And Magomed keeps trying to act like he's ducking him and all this when secretly it was always going to be Magomed Ankalaev. But I do think this is getting in Magomed Ankalaev's head, making him angry, making him frustrated. We're going to see some emotions in the octagon, I believe. We're going to see Ankalaev try to strike with Pereira, I think, a little bit longer than he would have thought because of this emotional control by Alex Pereira. That's just what I think. I see parallels with McGregor Chandler. How McGregor would just kind of keep Michael Chandler on the end of a rope for months and months on will they, won't they. This is more of a dumbed down version where, and there's many differences. Pereira's going to actually fight, first of all, and it's not like a 2 year thing where Michael Chandler's just getting cucked for 2 years. But I see it being very similar in that mind game sense. Pereira is kind of has it on lock. We also have this, which got rumored. Alex Volkov versus Pereira got rumored as Pereira got inklings of going up to heavyweight. It was reported. I don't know who reported it, but it was reported. But Ariel Helwani slammed that down before this matchup got announced and said that it wasn't happening. But even that being in the world, in the internet world at all, is probably just messing with Magomed Ankalaev big time. They probably knew more than us about the contracts in behind the scenes in general, but I don't know if that was the case and Pereira kind of just put that out there as a way to fuck with Magomed. It would have been big time. It would have been big time. Also, we have Dagestani who just recently lost in Umar Magomedov. I don't know if that is going to affect Magomed Ankalaev's pressure going to this matchup to hold up the family name, even though they're not all directly related. Let's just say, but maybe there's a little pressure there going into that matchup. You never know. I see Magomed Ankalaev really testing the striking against Pereira, really trying to prove a point that he can beat Pereira on the feet. I don't see Pereira getting beat on the feet at all by Magomed Ankalaev. I see Pereira chewing up his leg big time. Magomed has horrible defense to leg kicks, and he always gets chewed up bad. In his fight against Jan Blachowicz, that was the star problem, is that he got chewed the fuck up, which he did excel in the wrestling afterward. But, and that's the big conundrum of this fight, is Alex Pereira going to be able to stop the takedowns of Magomed Ankalaev? But I'm here to say that Magomed is not one of those pressure-heavy wrestler freaks that the rest of them are. He's good at wrestling, and when he gets you down, he can stay on top. But getting you down has never been very good for him, and he never resorts to it first. He always kind of resorts to it after either taking some damage on the feet or being a little bit uncomfortable on the feet in general. He's good at it, but he doesn't use it as his main spearhead. And Pereira will definitely make it uncomfortable for him on the feet. So we'll definitely see some wrestling at some point if he doesn't get slept in the first minute. But does he get Pereira down? I think Pereira's also been drawing this whole process of getting this fight announced, which drawing it on, he's insanely active. It's still one of the most active title fights, like from his fight with Khalil Roundtree. It's still not very far. It's not some crazy turnaround or anything, but it's a reasonable turnaround, which is crazy for Pereira, to be honest. He really wants to stay active. But also, I see him going through just wrestling crazy camps this whole time and just kind of dragging it along a little bit more and a little bit more, and Mogomed getting him a little bit more inactive and getting Pereira a little bit better at wrestling. That's what I see going here. I see Pereira implementing his game plan before the fight's even started. And I know I'm glazing big time, but I'm a big Alex Pereira fan, so I'm going to do that, I think. But yeah, those are my thoughts about this. I think Pereira is a couple steps ahead of Mogomed Ankalaev. I think his emotions are going to be through the roof going into this fight. I don't know if Mogomed Ankalaev... I'm saying his name a lot, am I? Aren't I? My grammar's not that good today. I see him not being able to handle his emotions very well. There's new pressure in the game for these Dagestanis to hold up their name. Especially if Islam would have lost, that would have been crazy. He didn't, though. But Umar did, pretty handedly. And Pereira is a dangerous opponent. So I see this fight going to knockout for Alex Pereira in the first or second round. I do see that. I see him stuffing a takedown, even. Maybe in the start of the second round, I see him stuffing it. I see him chewing up the leg, and I see him knocking Mogomed Ankalaev out. Cold. You don't lose to Paul Craig and not lose to Pereira. That's hard to say because a lot of people just lose to Paul Craig. And that is coping. That's a coping idea that I just said. But I do think Pereira's going to win. And I think it's going to be clear. I don't think... I'm hearing rumors that the odds might be out. I haven't seen them. But I've heard maybe from a couple people that Mogomed is the favorite, which I just don't understand at all how he could be considered the favorite after what Pereira's been doing. The wrestling would be the only reason. The wrestling and the name, the Av at the end of his last name, are the only reasons that I would think he would be favorited over Pereira. He is very good. He's been on a streak. But I don't know. He's not super impressive. His finishing capability seems to be lacking unless you're going against Johnny Walker, who does not stay awake in any of his fights. He goes out in the stupidest, goofiest way possible in every single one of his fights. I would love to see Pereira versus Johnny Walker, actually. That'd be sick, now that I think about it. He might fly out of the octagon if he fought Pereira. But yeah, those are my thoughts about this future matchup at UFC 313, right around my birthday. Very excited, and I think Pereira's got this in the bag. And I think he's playing mind games with Mogomed. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see you soon. Like and subscribe. Oh.